This is December 26, 2023, and the time is 8:50 a.m. in the UK. Plateau on my mind, just Plateau State, the whole of Plateau State on my mind, due to the recent violence, the recent killings, the recent ransacking of a whole community. See, Plateau has been on our minds for as long as I've lived. I had family who were in Jos Plateau and they were uprooted without warnings. I'm talking more than 30 years now. Whole family who built their life around Plateau had to be kicked out and they came back to Benin. Lost millions of naira properties then. In properties then, only God know how much it was worth. People lost their lives, and since then, 30 past years, there's been continuous ransacking of communities and killing of communities. And we hear these again during this festive period. And I decided to contact friends and family who still lives in Plateau. Some are Plateau indigenes, so they were born there. They're from Plateau. They're now from the south and then went to live there. They're Plateau citizens. And I thought what one of them replied, what his response to me on WhatsApp was just fantastic. It summed everything up, because what I did was he said to me, I said, "What's happening? Are you guys safe?" And I'm reading from my other phone, and he said, "What? Did you hear anything?" I was taken aback. I thought maybe he haven't heard since. Maybe he wasn't in town, or he didn't have light to put on TV or something. So I said, "I heard bandits ransacked some parts of Plateau and killed scores." And his response was, "That's true. It was around a place called Bokos." Maybe that's not how you pronounce it, Bokkos. So he then described it as, it's like traveling from Benin to Ekpoma, that sort of distance from Benin. So I said, "Oh, I see. How do we solve this problem once and for all?" Was my next question. And his response was decisive governance and the people rising up to secure themselves. So we do not go out to attack, but we must always be battle ready. These guys have a long-term plan of sacking communities in Plateau and turning them to their grazing lands, and they are succeeding gradually. So people from this, I can guess that people are uprooting humans from their hereditary land so that their animals can graze. So the question is, who's the real animal here? Now, what this response has described is true. And I went on Twitter to just tag President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do something about this. It's been going on for long. Except there are people behind the scenes who continue to benefit money-wise and otherwise from the pain and suffering of the people of Jos Plateau. Then sit down there and do nothing, Mr. President. The death of a Nigerian anywhere in the world should pain you, Mr. President, now. Successive presidents before you, we've always said it too. The death of a Nigerian anywhere in the world should pain you as the death of your own child, your son. Because you are, by virtue of being the president of Nigeria, the father of the nation. Even if some don't see you that way. But that's what your position says. So you should aim and serve to protect every Nigerian's life anywhere in the face of the world. This is not even abroad now. This is very close to home. Mr. President, we need you to do something about this. We can't be sowing for peace in Gaza and Ukraine and faraway lands like Congo or Haiti and forget our own. Charity begins at home. You all are perambulating. You have the solution to these problems, to these many problems in your hands. You're not doing anything. One day, the hunter will be hunted. Mark my words. It is possible that your kids and your children are out of harm's way, but fine. But one day they will no longer be able to hide. And that day is fast approaching. They will no longer be able to hide in London. It's not a promise, it's a threat. They will no longer be able to hide in Dubai, in Paris, in Brussels, in Geneva, in Milan, in Rome. They will no longer be able to hide in Berlin because people will come for them. That day is fast approaching. Nigerians are organizing, but the way they're organizing is different from the way they used to organize. We have mobile phones now. It's just phone calls. Guess who I saw in Woolwich? Put the location there. They will come get you and beat you up, even if it's just to beat you up. That time is coming. Do good by Nigeria and by Nigerians. A time is coming. Your children, their generation will no longer be safe because We will compile a list of people who've destroyed our country, and forever their children will pay for it. The sins of the fathers, of the grandfathers, of the great-grandfathers will be met on the children, their children's children, to the 15th generation. It is a promise and a threat. It is coming. It is coming. This is really painful. So, decisive governance, either from the Plateau state government or from the federal government. Decisive governance, either from the military or security operatives that are tasked to protect lives and properties, to prevent stuff like this from happening. Then after that, the people should be, legislation should